Hello, Bucknutters. Welcome into the Morning Five on March 13th, 2014. I am Dave Biddle. Let's start off talking about Ohio State basketball. The Buckeyes will tip off the Big Ten tournament today at 2:30 in Indianapolis against Purdue. Ohio State is the 5 seed. Purdue is the 12 seed. Purdue dead last in the Big Ten this year, which is a surprise to me. I don't think Purdue's a terrible team. I don't think this is going to be an easy game today for the Buckeyes. Ohio State's only favored by 8 points. I do think the Buckeyes will take care of business and win the game, but I don't think they're going to make anything look easy during the month of March. Our Steve Hellwagon is in Indy covering the game today, so you'll want to check out his content. He already has a preview of the game up on the site. He will have a recap of the game afterwards, so our Steve Hellwagon live on the scene in Indianapolis. Ohio State is the defending champion of the Big Ten tournament. Can they win 4 games in 4 days, though? I think that's going to be tough. I really think if they can just make it to the semifinals, that's really all they need to do. It would be great to win it. It would be great to get to the semifinals and knock off top-seeded Michigan. But I think Ohio State, if they can just win 2 games, that would be a win for them in the Big Ten tournament. I just think it's going to be tough for them to win 4 games in 4 days with the way they shoot the ball. I think any given day with their defense, they can be in a game, but I don't think for 4 straight days they're going to be able to shoot the ball well enough to win the Big Ten tournament. Then again, Thad Matta seems to put more emphasis on the Big Ten tournament than any coach. He is in it to win it. I think a lot of coaches kind of hold back to some degree. They want their teams to be ready for the NCAA tournament. They don't care as much about the Big Ten tournament, but that's not Thad Matta. He puts a lot of emphasis on the Big Ten tournament, so you can bet the Buckeyes will be ready to go today at 2:30. If they do win today, they would play 4th seeded Nebraska in the quarterfinals tomorrow at 2:30, Friday at 2:30. So Buckeyes have Purdue, Nebraska, then probably Michigan if they're able to get that far. Switching gears, let's talk some Ohio State football recruiting. And who better to talk to about that than the Dean of Ohio State football recruiting, Bill Kurelic. Bill, the Buckeyes only have 3 commitments so far in their 2015 class. I know it's early, but we're starting to get antsy here. When are we going to start to see some commitments, Bill?
Well, now that the spring practices are here, I think it's going to pick up a little bit. Certainly the visits have picked up. With the first couple of spring practices, there were prospects visiting, and when spring practice resumes, I think there'll certainly be more prospects visiting, and it'll culminate with the spring games. So I think with the spring practice sessions, with kids visiting, I think you're going to see the commitments again start to roll in. If you look at last year, they had 4 commitments going into early April, and they're at 3 right now. So April's upon us soon, and I think that's when it'll pick up again.
The scholarship productions are obviously over for Ohio State as it pertains to recruiting. They've been down 3 the last few years. They'll be back up to 85. I know you wrote about this recently on the site. How many do you think Ohio State can fit in their 2015 class?
Well, I crunched the numbers on that, and they had 14 players on the roster that eligibility that are listed as seniors. Now, a few of them certainly could come back, but there were set to be 14 openings. That was before Mike Mitchell left the program. So that would be 15 potential openings. Then, as you mentioned, they have the 3 scholarships coming back, so that would take them to 18. But there's going to be attrition. There always is. Somebody going to the NFL, somebody transferring, somebody being injured in their career ends. So I think it's pretty safe to say that this class will number at least 20 come National Signing Day. And I think if there's additional attrition, certainly that's very possible. We could get to 22, maybe 23. But I think right now you're looking at anything between 20 and 23 in this class when all is said and done.
For the listeners out there, you have to be a premium subscriber to read Bill's content. Nobody works harder than him. He is the Dean of Ohio State football for a reason. So try our 7-day free trial if you're not a subscriber. Bill, for the subscribers out there, your recruiting buzz is on the site already. You do a great job with that every day. What the listeners need to know, give us maybe the Cliff Notes version of your recruiting buzz today.
Well, it's a little bit different twist. Last Sunday, I did a feature where I predicted what the Ohio State 2015 recruiting class would look like. I had 20 prospects in the class, and then, as we mentioned, it could be higher than that if there's attrition. So what I started today with was if you could add any 3 prospects to the class, 3 realistic prospects, who would you add? And it's been very interesting how many Bucknuts members have chimed in with the 3 they would like to add, and how many have come up with different answers. So that's the way I started. And then I looked at Ohio State's latest scholarship offer that it went out last night to defensive tackle Khalil McKenzie from California. And then I mentioned Draymond Jones from Cleveland Same Nations landing a scholarship offer from Michigan State. So those were the topics this morning on the Buzz.
Great stuff from the Dean of Ohio State football recruiting, Bill Kurelic. Thank you to everybody for joining us on the Morning Five. I hope everybody has a great day.